Taurus, welcome to your current energy reading. And let's see, we're going to get all your bonus cards over here. I love this tea leaf deck, but it's so hard. It's round. It's so hard to collect. Okay, it's hard to shuffle too. That's okay. Not complaining. Oh my goodness. I tinted my bedroom window. I only have one window in my bedroom, and I needed to do it because of the heat, but now I'm sleeping later. Ugh. Okay, so that's all. It's okay. All right, hope all of you are doing well. We're going to start with our Vintage Wisdom Oracle. This is for Taurus, current energy. And do take a look at the playlist for your sun, moon, and rising sign. There are messages there. All these readings really are timeless. You know, they really are. It doesn't matter what the date is. Yeah, time and energy is fluid, not linear. Okay, here we go. Freedom. Wow, look at that. Setting yourself free from something, you know. Um, I'm thinking maybe Ten of Swords energy, because that is, an end of suffering. Freedom, and this could also be any type of Sagittarius card, you know. If something else pops up, I'll let you know. Yeah, spread your wings and fly. I just heard that. Yep, spread your wings and fly. There you go. She's outside the castle walls now. Time for an adventure. I am feeling some fiery energy here, some wands energy. Let's see what we have here. Blanche. She who brings light, serenity, and beacon. Okay, so that also gives me an Ace of Wands feeling. Really, it's like a torch. That could be the Sun card. I'm feeling more fire energy. Let's see. I wonder what's going to come out. And we're just going to do current energy. I'm not going to do recent past or anything like that. I just feel like focusing on the here and now. When we get to the tarot, that is. All right, your Dragon Fae is the Lovers. Okay, look at that. Love each other. Very cool. And that is with a 3 right there, my favorite number. Tesla said, if only people understood the power of 3, 6, and 9. He was obsessed with those numbers. He had to have 3 of everything, and his address had to be a combination of those numbers. So 3s for me are very creative. So we have the Lovers here, love each other. That feels like a 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups feel, which I am working on that Cancer, because those are cards of Cancer. I am working on that tarot and the sign. Oh, I'm kind of behind on my own schedule, but that's okay. All right, Taurus. We have love, light, and freedom. Oh, you know what I just heard? If you love someone, set them free. Yep, that song from the 80s. Yep. I mean, that's the greatest gift you can give a fire sign, is to not cage them in or make them feel walled in, Okay, 4 of Cups. Okay. Excuse me. Here's the Wands energy, but it's the 10. Let me clear my throat. Hold on a second. Okay, that's much better. There it is. Oh my God, I called it. There she is, Ace of Wands. You guys, come on now. You saw me shuffle. I'm not a magician. I wouldn't even know how to put these cards together in a way that it would pull up what I'm thinking of. So the 10 of Wands, if you think about it, I was thinking 10 of Swords, because that's the end of suffering, right? Well, freedom is right here too with that 10 of Wands. It's like you're about to reach some type of destination, some type of culmination, All right, so this is popping out. We have Justice and Libra. That's been popping out a lot, which I guess it makes sense because that's the energy. It's going to be coming up here pretty soon. It's starting to show up already, but it's just around the corner. Now we have the King of Wands. Ooh-wee. And the Hierophant. There you are, Taurus. Okay. This, to me, it is pretty easy to read. So the Four of Cups really is inaction. You see the feet up if we're looking at, behavior and how people sit. When someone's interested in your conversation, do you know how they kind of lean in? They get a little closer. If someone is trying to detach from a conversation, they will pull back. They will sit back, cross their legs, cross their arms, be less open. Crossed arms, feet up, crossed. This is an energy of I've tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas. I got that from The Simpsons. Whenever Ned Flanders went kind of like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and he was talking about his parents, those lousy beatniks. Anyway, sorry. So this is inaction. It's being dissatisfied with your own choices, either now or in the past. Because those cups are there because he wanted them there, and maybe at some point they were fun, but things are changing. Change is fine. And the Justice card is here, and this has been popping up a lot for different signs, reminding people of cause and effect, law and order, karma. Karma just means action, So whatever you do, that's what you get more of. And so if you were in this type of energy where you're dissatisfied, unhappy, but you're not doing anything about it, well, you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? So if this energy comes around you, you've got to put some action to it. You need fire. You need the fire. You got to crank it up. You got to do something different. Mix these up. Not literally, but maybe. If you want to bake a different cake, you got to use different ingredients. So if this energy comes around you at some point in the near future, the universe is saying, well, I'm giving you what you're giving me to work with, because the universe will always match your efforts. Always, always, always. That is the law. So whatever you're putting in to whatever it is you want or even don't want, that's what you're going to get back in equal measure. In equal measure, I guarantee you. Think about it this way. Let's break it down. We got books here. Think about studying at school. If you don't study and you didn't pay attention in class, your grade will be commensurate with your amount of effort. A big zero, goose egg. Now, if you studied really hard, you paid attention, guess what? Your grade will be commensurate. It will be 100 every single time. So this is just a reminder that if you're not happy with your circumstances, you got to do something about it. And you can't be saying, oh, the universe isn't, things aren't working out for me, and blame it. Don't blame it on the universe. Oh, no, no, no. All right, I'm harped about that enough. That's just if that happens. I don't think that would happen to you, Taurus. I think you're a go-getter. I think you're this energy, you know? Yeah. But the Ten of Wands is a long path. It can be, and it can feel uphill at times. You might feel like giving up. You might feel like things aren't working out. But, this is saying if it's something you really, really, really and truly want, you're going to stick with it. You're going to put in the hard work. She made these wands. That is her business. It's her stuff that she's carrying. Hopefully you're not carrying someone else's burdens. Don't do that. These should just be your own, that you are trying to get to that point where you're going to realize something. She's going to market. She's taking these things in. So this is saying that you're very close to reaching some type of destination. And think about this. If we are thinking about the burdens we all carry, it can feel heavy. Bills, stresses and things like that. It can literally feel very heavy, like a weight on your shoulders kind of thing. But once you finish this journey, you get to set that down, is what I'm feeling. And that would be that relief, that freedom, that you made it. But there's a reason why you're doing this. We have this King of Wands energy, and combined with that, this is like a unstoppable force. If you want something deep in your soul and you're passionate about it, because that's why we have the Ace of Wands here too. This is about sharing that passion and your light with the world, taking center stage, getting attention, because this is a card of Leo. Think about Leo. Leo is a very outgoing energy. Everybody look at me energy. That's why I think we tend to see in the cards I have, Leo is on a stage with a backdrop with, curtains and stuff like that. You know, this is drawing attention to yourself, whatever this is. You're getting attention. And the King of Wands is also an entrepreneur, so you could be very inspired during this time. And I think that's why, because I feel like this energy has been going on for a while. You're doing something, working on something that is very passionate to you. It feels very creative, whatever it is. Whatever it is. And look at this combo. This is amazing. Ace of Wands and the Hierophant. This is telling me that either you were blessed with this inspiration, because we have them holding up the fingers, and you can see this imagery that goes way, way, way back hundreds of years in stained glass in churches and stuff like that. The blessing, right? They want people to feel that energy when they come into, the church and places like that. So this could be a blessing. This is something you asked for, this inspiration that's driving you. I feel like this is your energy, because typically the aces are opportunities. And I like to say these ace energies are around us all the time. It's whether we focus on them or not that we align with that energy. But I feel like you're radiating this energy, this inspiration, this light is what I'm getting. You are bringing light wherever you go. And that makes sense with the King of Wands. That is a sun card. You brighten the room. Your ideas are bright. There's something within you that's very magnetic. And we have the Hierophant here. So I really feel like this is just representing you on your journey here. Because the Hierophant is the path to self-mastery. Could be spiritual mastery, because we do have the Hierophant here. There is that higher learning, passing on knowledge element that we have here. That's what I'm seeing. Some of you might be going into some kind of spiritual path, or you might be sharing this with other people. It feels very spiritual because we have the combination of these two together. This is in spirit, inspiration. So something is going on with that right there. All right, let's keep going, because this looks pretty good. But this reminder keeps coming up for everybody. The universe will give you back what you put in, And it's kind of weird. Before I even started this reading, I was thinking about, I have to say, I was thinking, don't half-ass it. If you want something, I was already in that energy of, if you want something, you got to go for it. You got to go all in. You just have to really put 100% of yourself into it, whatever it is. All right, 5 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. There you are again. And the 5 of Wands. Look at it. A lot of change. Okay, this I think is good. If you were experiencing that, I feel like you're trying to break free of that. Oh, look at that freedom. Oh, we got a flipper here. Let's see what it is. Hold on. I know it flipped. There it is. More Wands. I felt it. Oh, yeah, I felt it. Knight of Wands. You're going to take a risk here. So some of you may have been in this energy. Maybe on a path, doing something, but maybe not quite putting 100% of your effort behind it. Maybe, holding back a little bit. And now we have the 7 of Swords on the 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands again. Repeating cards. It's been happening for like every single reading for a while now with me. And that's not typical for most readings. It's happening a lot. So I'm getting this feeling here that if you weren't putting all like enough effort into this, it's like go big or go home. There, there's no room for mediocrity here. You know, no half measures, you want to call it. You're going to take a risk here. This is obvious because nights are risky. This is fire on fire, baby. So you could be kind of lighting it up right now, lighting yourself up. We have that light here, bringing light. He's holding that. You get wands all over this thing. Passionate about something, okay? And so this is just taking a risk and really getting out there and doing it. This is the action needed because there wasn't any action here. And so, like I said, whatever you put out, the universe will match you. So think about what's going to come to you when you start really revving it up. This is pedal to the metal, baby. I should know. This is Sagittarius energy. I'm Sagittarius sun and moon. When I'm ready to do something, I'm ready right now. You know, even when I'm not ready, I'm ready. Does that make sense? I'm just always ready to go. Ready yesterday. So that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling here. There we go. Ready to explore, ready to just get out there and do it, to take this risk. I'm just, woo, woo. I'm just all amped up now. But the practical side of you, Taurus, is saying, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, literally. That practical nature of you is saying, now let's just take a closer look at this. We want to cross our T's and dot our I's, be very practical. We've got time. We've got time. But this energy is like, time is of the essence. We need to do it now. But you're kind of coming in here saying, no, just wait a minute. We got to think this through. We got to strategize and we got to plan. That's what this is. You don't get stuck in this energy. You can get stuck in analysis paralysis here, Taurus. You really can. Do be careful with your information. Do keep some things secret. You don't need to tell everybody your business, But there is an element here where you could get in like a hamster wheel and not get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So do plan. Do be your practical self. I like it, because there's this energy of that's really bubbling up in you that's really raring to go. But take some time, plan. I like that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And so here we have the Five of Wands and the Ten of Wands. I wonder if this is that fiery part of you that you've got to have fire in your chart somewhere. There is this urge, this intense fiery urge to get to the finish line, to beat the competition. Because this is competition, it can be chaos and change, but I'm feeling that in your mind, you want to reach that finish line first. Whatever this is, it feels like a competition in your own mind. It could be very literal. It could be there's a deadline and you've got to meet it. This could be a lot of different energies around you. That could be a deadline and you're just going. You got to get it done in a certain time frame. This Knight of Wands energy and the Five of Swords, it is, we got to go now. So that's got a timing element to it. But I think that timing element, because you are taking a little bit of time here to plan, I think this is self-imposed, right? That's like, I feel like I'm behind on my own time management of getting the tarot and your sign things out. I'm getting them done like right at the end of the month for that sign. It's just how it's playing out because it takes a while to get it all together. And I got other things I have to do too. So it's my time frame. You know what I'm saying here? And I hope this is a process, this 10 of wands and the 5 of wands. I hope this is a journey right here that you're obviously not going to give up on. We see this card twice. You're so close to this achieving some type of goal, but you want to make sure you're doing it right. What's right, and I don't know. It really depends on what you're doing. But definitely don't rush it. Rushing things can you can make mistakes. I think you're going to figure this out. I think you need balance here. You need to be able to balance your desire to see this through with your desire to get it done right. Because there's another thing that I'm always saying to my son, no half measures. And if you're going to do something, do it right the first time. You know, um, I do get on to him sometimes about the dishes. Like, dude, you can't just wash the front of the plate. Okay. You can't just wash the inside of the cup. You got to do the outside too. We stack them, because we wash dishes every single day. We don't leave them in the sink. And so when you put a dirty plate here and you put another dirty plate, you're getting that dirty on the bottom. Drives me nuts. I'm like, you got to do the whole thing. How many times do you want to wash the dishes? 3, 4 times? Do it right the first time. So that's what I'm getting here. If you're going to do anything, do it well. Do it well. That's what I'm feeling. I Sometimes the messages that comes through in this readings, I'm just a messenger, you guys. I'm not, it's interpreting, through me. So sometimes I feel like, man, you're just really harping on these people. It's like I'm just providing a message. It's don't shoot the messenger, you know. Let's see what else we got. 6 of Swords. I'll move the camera down. Oh, 9 of Swords. I'm not surprised. And the Page of Cups. Okay, let me move this camera down just a smidge. A smidge. There we go. All right, let's see what's crossing these energies here. I kind of feel like this 9 of Swords. I'm feeling like it's, am I doing enough? Am I going to make it to the end? How's everything I'm doing going to be interpreted? Are people going to like it? Am I going to win? Am I going to get this done in time? It's a lot of crazy stuff is what I'm feeling. I feel that energy. This is very chaotic, and yeah, it can keep you awake at night, but we have a solution. So don't fret oh my God, look what popped out. Ace of Wands again. Woo! Woo! Wouldn't that be cool if the 10 of Swords was on that? Page of Wands. And the 4. Yeah, you're committed to this. We see that with the 10 of Wands twice and the Ace of Wands twice. Yep. So, now as I read this row, this isn't linear. I think we have this Page of Wands with this 9 of Swords. I think you're moving away from this particular energy. I think this is probably coming after this, honestly. But we see you moving to calmer waters. That means a calmer mind. This is you detaching with the 9 of Swords here. All right. You're detaching from these 9 of Swords. You're detaching your emotions from them, is what I'm seeing here. And you're letting this Ace of Wands, because the page is holding the ace, the page is all the fire signs, and so is the ace. You're letting your passion and your light guide you at this time. Your spirit, higher spirit, maybe a spirit guide is helping you. But this is what's shedding a light on this. This is, kind of a darkness, a dark period, right? Depression, anxiety, stuff like that. And so this is saying you have the light within you to shine. And you're separating from these 9 of Swords. When you get emotionally attached to these things in your mind, that's where the problems arise. So do as Gemini would do with the 9 of Swords and write it down. Write down what these fears are, anxieties, things like that. What can you actually manage? What can you do? What's, just fear based? And then that is when you will detach and not be emotionally connected to these things. I think it's really interesting that we have swords and then the ace and then swords and then the page. You know, pages are brave when you think about it because they're venturing out into the great unknown. They are. And right now you're being guided by your inspiration and your passions. That is the truth because we got it right there. Look at this. Ace here and ace here. Come on now. And you have cups here and cups here, but look at the transition. The transition is so important. So this is something that I'm not worried about this Nine of Swords. I think it's there. I think it's some of these might be, understandably so. If you're working on something this big and you're putting 110% of yourself into it, or 100% if that bothers you, the 110 or whatever, of course you'd be worried. But this isn't going to stop you. And you're going to move past this energy for sure. We see it here, that Six of Swords. You're moving past it for sure. Calmer waters. Think about it because it's air energy. It's your mind. Calmer waters, calmer emotions. Okay. So as long as you let your divine inward light shine, you're going to get through that. And look at this. This is something here. You could be meeting someone on this journey. You very well could be. The Page of Cups is something new. Page of Cups is, now typically there's like a little fish in the cup, and that's fine. We don't have the fish. But the cups, this is a heart's desire. So, this is either you following your heart's desire, being committed, because the Four of Wands, for me as a reader, this is a card of commitment, partnership, stability. That's why we have the four. Four corners of a home. Fours are stability. So this could be you committed to your dream, following this dream, this heart's desire. Or this could be meeting someone. This is the marriage card after all. Someone could be coming up and offering you some type of relationship. It could be a partnership of some kind. It could be business. It could be anything. So this is either your energy or it's some incoming energy. But it's equal. What you're seeing here is whatever you put into something, you will get it back. So this is that Four of Cups and the Justice. Now we have the Page of Cups and the Four of Wands. So however committed you are to following this heart's desire, you will have stability. That's how I'm reading that. All right, let's see what the bonus cards are. Achievement. Look at that. Win the award, accolade, or contract. There's something you want here, that is for sure. Oh, and remember we have the lovers love each other. So this could be a romantic thing coming in on the tail end of this. I feel like this is a different story starting right here. Honestly, I feel that. I almost forgot about that. So you could be meeting someone towards the end of this at some point, or really at any point. It doesn't really matter. So this is saying your achievement is close. It's nigh. Why would I say that? I don't talk like that. Ooh, key. New beginnings, directions, and adventures. Wait for those ready to let go of the past. That's awesome. That has that Wands energy there. You have Camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. This is perseverance, the Ten of Wands, 100%. 100%. Wow. Gavel. Involvement with the law. You know what we have? Look at this. We have justice here. The law of attraction. Come on now. Are you with me? This is law and order. Cause and effect. Whatever you're putting in, that's what you will get back. That is reiterating that right there. 100%. Tower. Solid foundation. Success with effort. This is, oh my Gosh, you guys, Taurus, this is all about your efforts. You know, you persevere and you put everything you have into this. And it could be a relationship for some of you. I don't know. But this is all about law and order and cause and effect. You know, what is it you're wanting to get here, this achievement? What is this achievement for you? Wow, this is a powerful reading, you guys. I mean, this could be for, a course of study, a spiritual journey, if you're looking for a relationship. I mean, this could meet a lot of different things to different people. This is fantastic. I love this reading. This is really, because I like readings where someone is facing some type of challenge, but they meet it head on and they just go, this is what I want. They have this intense burning desire. Woo! And they go after it. All right, let me know how this resonates with you. Let me know in the comments. You don't have to tell me your whole story, but I love to read the comments and hear how this is, spot on with what somebody is going through. That just blows my mind. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.